Let me introduce y'all to this YouTube family, showing us the way to get out of debt gradually. My man Josh, he's the king of the household. Wife Christine putting debt in the chokehold. And the kids, they are Grace and Zoe, all four together living life so holy. That Kickin Sunday, daily vlogging, Dave Ramsey plan gonna have us live large, and every day we'll see part of their lifestyle, how they budget and they keep things wrote down. See them work through the envelope system, credit card goes and the money goes with them. You will see how the family strives, cutting debt like a knife and still have a life, They vlog show us how to have fun. When you hear this song, let me hear you say debt is done. Debt is done, debt is done, debt is done. Let me hear you say it louder. Debt is done.
Happy Debt Kickin Sunday! Woohoo! So, we thought that we would do it old school here in our little part of the world. How we used to do Debt Kicking Sundays were based on all of your questions. And so we haven't done that for a while. We started talking about topics and stuff. And so if you are not on Facebook, go find Debt is Dumb on Facebook, because I posted a question. Actually, I posted something. It's just saying leave your questions down below and we may use them in our vlog this weekend. So yes, you could be potentially famous in the world of Debt is Dumb.
Millions, I tell you.
We've almost hit 300 likes on, how many do we have? 283 on our Facebook page.
We're huge.
And we're over 700 on our YouTube page. So we're growing and we love it. Okay, first question comes from Kissy on Facebook. How do you get your spouse, partner, significant other on board? That is a toughie. That is what we're asked the most. And that's why I asked that in my Chris Hogan interview, because hands down, that's the hardest part to this whole thing for a lot of you. And for us, it took us 3 years to get on the same page. And a lot of prayer and frustration and, right? Sorry.
Not good.
So what would you say to that? How would you answer that?
Get rid of your pride. I know it's hard, but once you get rid of your pride, everything falls into place. I had a lot of pride issues, but once I gave up that and saw what was better or beneficial more for the family than myself, things just happened.
And 4 years down the road, how do you feel about that decision?
That I should have got rid of my pride many years before that, because it was a waste of time. It's hard to get rid of new stuff, believe me. It's hard to get rid of this, hard to get rid of that, but once you do and see how simple life gets, and you're almost, I mean, like us, we're practically debt-free except for the house now, and it's just amazing things can happen when you've got money to do them.
You can give, like we love giving money, being available. There's just so many things that are possible when you're not tied down.
Like Dave says, well, what can you do when you've got no debt? Anything you want.
Yeah, I like that. Come together as a couple, put down all of your weapons and just start dreaming again. Just come to the kitchen table and start dreaming and share your goals with your spouse. And remember what it was like to have vision. Focus on the future, because the past is the past. You can't change that, you guys. So have a dream session. Dream big, because it could happen. Okay.
Thanks for the question.
I like that. Jessica, what are some more good meals that will stretch that you may be using? We are trying to curb our food budget as well. We eat a lot of the same foods. I'm not going to lie. Because we eat a lot of frozen vegetables, chicken.
It's harder in the wintertime than it is in the summertime, because we have a garden we do in the summertime. So we get a lot of our veggies and stuff in the summertime that are fresh and cheap there. It's harder in the wintertime.
But really just stick with what works, guys. We have a lot of peanut butter and jellies in our house. A lot of tomato soup and grilled cheese nights.
Again, what it boils down to is, I think the easiest money-saving thing is plan. If I don't know how often you go shopping, but if you do it every 2 weeks like you, plan it out.
Yeah.
Breakfast, lunch, and dinner for 2 weeks, because when you go in the store with a very specific list and you stick to that list, it's the cheapest way to do it. If you go in there just winging it, no, I think I want this day and maybe something this day. No, I should probably get that. you're gonna spend tons of money. But if you go into it with a list, like we have a budget of $200 every 2 weeks.
And we're doing
So it's $100 a week. Sometimes we eat the same things, sometimes we try everything different, but we write it down, we look up the recipes, we look up what we need, we write it all down, go into the store and only buy that, we're out of there, stay on budget.
And I tell you what, staying at home with little ones, we both love to cook. And we would love to cook really fancy, lots of ingredient meals. And someday we'll get to. Like, this stage of our life is only temporary. And we have to remind ourselves, me, constantly, that someday I will get to make my salmon dishes that I want to bake. And right now it's about, even if it's peanut butter and jelly or grilled cheese sandwiches, you're giving your kids food. Like, they're eating while you're working your tails to get out of debt. Be thankful for that.
It's a temporary thing with it. I would just say plan ahead. As much as you can plan ahead, the more you'll save.
Plan ahead. A new recipe I am digging that I'm loving is just the easiest thing. Pinterest is a great source for cheap food and 1,000 things to do with ramen. But I found a spaghetti recipe where you just boil your spaghetti noodles and swish it with olive oil and then add some red pepper flakes.
I like to throw a little feta in there. Top notch.
When we have it.
Yeah.
But, so that's a really easy, yummy. Serve it with a salad. And definitely we are saving a lot of money by eating salads lately. We've had a lot of salads. We're buying in bulk.
Can't you tell?
I love you.
Losing all my weight.
Yeah. Anyway, we're buying in bulk. This would be a great Kickin Sunday topic. Yeah, and just making as much as you can and not going out. Sticking to your date night envelopes, and that is the only time that we go out.
Yeah, don't go out.
That's a budget.
Thanks for the question there, Chief.
Next, from Laura, how do you save for vacations or a car when you are on steps 4 through 6, which Dave says to do together when all of your extra money is going to the steps? Okay, so
4 and 5 you have to do.
4, 5, and those are just fun, right? Because you worked your tail off to get through 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah, they're fun. My advice would be you always do 4 and 5, but back off of 6 if you need something.
6 is paying. Okay.
6 is
guys.
paying off the mortgage.
So
early.
first baby step, you have $1,000 in emergency fund. Second, you're out of debt. You've worked the debt snowball. Third, you have 3 to 6 months of emergency saved. And then fourth, which Laura is talking about, is you're investing
15%
for retirement. And then fifth is college.
for your kids, if you have kids.
If you have kids. And then sixth is paying off your mortgage early. So definitely back off paying your mortgage off a little early, especially if you're working 1 through 5, take a vacation.
The car thing, that depends. Is it a need or a want? Is it the one you got broke down and you absolutely need a new one? Then yeah, you save up and get a new one.
It's
Or
not
if it's,
just like
well, I want a new truck now because I think I'm getting close to being done. No, you need to keep on and get that mortgage paid off.
Right.
It's more of a need or want on the car.
Spend as little as possible on this car that you need and take a vacation. We're going, the vacation thing as a whole, because we booked a week vacation to go camping, which is the first time in 3 years, guys, that we've done this. And we're like, it's going to slow us down. It's going to slow us down, should we? And we're like, yes, we should. It costs $160. Yes, we should. It's been 3 years. Okay, Cindy. Cindy asked 3 questions. First is, we are curious to know how you plan out your yard sailing. Do you just look for ads or do you use any kind of apps? We live a little further out and want to find a good way to plan our route. Yes. Plan, baby, plan. I turn into this crazy woman in the summer.
I stay home. It's not worth my time.
And when he does get roped into him, he's just shaking his head the whole time. Because I do. I live for this kind of stuff. But what I do is we got smartphones last summer, the tail end of garage sale season. That opened up a whole new world because there's garage sale apps you can get, right? That goes off of a GPS. They're just called garage sale, yard sale or something apps.
But you type in your areas and it'll pull up the garage sales and it'll tell you like this one's the next closest. It tells you directions to like a 5 square mile radius and it'll list all of them and you pick which one you want to start at and then it'll tell you which ones to go to after that by distance. Like this one.
It is absolutely awesome. Awesome. So do that. I look on Craigslist. That also pulls the locations off of Craigslist, that particular app. And then yearly, I've done this long enough that I know where the good neighborhood sales are. I put it on my calendar and then plan for those. Get your app, keep track if you've done this in the past, what neighborhood sales have gone on that you've had really good success. And I plan on, we're saving for it now because we're saving, that's how I buy a lot of the kids' clothes, my clothes. Every once in a while, some clothes for him.
One thing there's never men's clothes.
I scored last year.
I think I got a shirt. 2 shirts.
Yes, so anyway, that's how I do my garage sales.
And we just have a sinking fund for that, for like, $15 a month or $20 a month or something like that. And we just put in it all year, and then it pretty much gets blown in the summertime when all the garage sales are out and running.
I have found good, amazing deals for the kids, you guys. I could just do a whole video on that. Okay, second question. How did you prioritize Grace going to school versus adding to your debt payments? We have our 3-year-old in a wonderful private preschool through church, currently with financial aid, but next year her tuition will be half of our extra snowball. So while it breaks my heart not to send her, I feel like we would lose so much momentum with baby step 2. And we are very torn on what to do. Okay, I can understand that completely. How we handle our school with our girls is next to tithing, it is the most important thing to us.
We take our money all year round, and what I make is what we apply toward that snowball. The kids' school is not included in any of our bills because we use our tax return that we get every year to pay for their next year's tuition, so we're always a year ahead.
And don't hate on our tax return, you guys. You're not supposed to get a tax return. No, you're not supposed to get a tax return, but in our case, that's what's left over, okay? We've done all of our deductions, we've worked it how Dave says to, and we still get money back, which, praise God, is a blessing. So,
every situation is different. I mean, ours is just, we've done everything we
that's
can.
That's what we do.
So we've got our taxes we get back at the end of the year, and usually it pays it except for maybe a couple $100 we're short.
Right.
So it pays for 98% of it, and so it's for the following year. So that's how we do it. Everyone's going to be different. I understand that, but it works for us.
It does. And back to Cindy's question. It depends how important it is to you, sister. Because if this is like as important as it is to us, I would work a second job if I had to, or a side job, or volunteer at the school, or just work with the school and say, maybe you've done this. How can I knock money off my tuition? For us, I've worked in the past doing NBA games so that I've sold hot dogs and concessions to cut down on our tuition bill. Maybe you pull her out until you gain some ground and
see, pray about it. It sounds like.
Pray about it.
See what's more important. See where you're at.
Yes. Okay. Third Cindy question. What could or will you get on your next camper?
What?
On our next camper.
What would you get?
Okay, as you know, we had a shiny, pretty thing.
No, it was nice.
It was 26
6
feet. It was beautiful. It had bunk beds.
And a really nice truck to pull it.
And we were falling apart, like so many people. So, yes, we miss it. I at this point would just like something that's off the ground because we were so spoiled. This has been really humbling for us.
But if you're asking a dream question, I would like something that's probably between 27 feet and 30 feet, has bunk beds.
And of which our minivan will not pull.
Nope.
So you see the dilemma. We're quite a ways, years out.
Yeah, you'd have to have a truck first, and then you'd have to get the trailer. So yeah, we're a ways out.
Or the little car can pull it. I don't know. A tent trailer is something that's on our radar. Not this year, and probably not next year, but hopefully some, because we love camping. We love it. That's our family thing. Okay.
Thanks for the questions there, Cindy.
That was it, you guys.
Well, that's it.
That was it. So I love doing these questions. We should do them more, okay?
Okay.
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 So have a wonderful week. Hope you guys are well. Okay. I don't really have anything else. Anyway, thanks.
So if you
for
like the questions, leave more down below and we can answer them next time or next month or whatever.
Or go find, I'm not sure when we'll be able to do this again. Go find us on Facebook and
we'll make time.
I post
That's what we do.
Cool things on Facebook, like how's your day been, and do you have any victory stories, and can we pray for you? So Facebook is a fun community we've got going. Have a great week, you guys. Great debt free. Keep making the right choices. And we're praying for you and pulling for you. So we love you. We'll talk to you later.
Later.